The Sipandki Spooky series is starting tonight. We are going to be roasting and reviewing The Deliverance on Netflix, starring Monique and Glenn Close. We're going to be talking about it, having a laugh. But first, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Grab a beverage of your choice, and let's get started.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sip and Key. It is Tuesday night. Busy and I are starting our spooky Sip and Key series where we are going to be reviewing scary movies, some new, some old, so some recent releases and some that have been released in, the 90s. This week, we're talking all about The Deliverance on Netflix. Yes, Jamie B, we are here until the debate starts too. That's why we moved up the live because I don't know if you guys know there's a presidential debate tonight, which is totally crazy, totally weird. But it's debate night, so happy debate night, happy spooky series night. Make sure you guys smash that like. Obviously, if you want to support the channel further, there are ways to do it. You can send a super chat while we're live. We'll highlight your comment and talk about it. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. You can hit us up on the Cash App. Everything is listed below, or you can consider becoming a member over here on the Sip and Key. Well, Busy, how nice of you to join us.
I was on a time. I had a time slot crunch, but I got into
freaking out over there. I went over to your live.
I got into a rant, and I could not get off of the rant.
What are you ranting about over there on your channel?
So one, I'm proud of myself. So these were the things that I said I was going to do. When I talked to you and I talked to, I was about to call him his real name, Mims, and both of you were like, you know what, continue to do like the morning meetings. People love it. They're like, people like them. So I said I was going to do that every day. And I have done it Monday through Friday. I do it. Okay. And then another way that I was going to showcase, because remember, I'm starting to make sure that I can at least kind of try to do this as a long-term career. Number 2 was pick a show that you kind of like, but not like you're not that invested in, and review it every week. And if you can do that, it'll showcase that you can at least be on a schedule. And that show has been Basketball Wives.
Okay. I
do that show with Sodeb.
Yep. Shout out to Sodeb.
And shout out to Sodeb. Love him dearly, love him down.
But not as much as me. No offense, all offense.
No offense, all offense. I love Jolene more than I love most people.
Yeah.
I think there's only like 25 people over her.
25. That's horrible.
No, I think there's probably like 9. I think there's probably like 9. And like my family like takes up most of the slots. 11 if I think about it. No,
stop while you're ahead.
I'm joking. So I had to start getting invested in Basketball Wives, and there's this one young lady on the show, who is married. She is a basketball wife. Her husband cheated on her over 300 times. They went on Iyanla Van Zandt.
300 times, and Iyanla tried to fix their life.
That's the number he gave. The husband gave over 300 times. And she has stayed with him, and she loves him, this and that, But she's still in this reality show. She's still with her husband. And when she gets into other people's business or fights with them, whether it's something that they did in the past or whatever, they say, you need to go see what your husband doing.
And I was going to throw that back in her face.
All the time. And we get into, this has been every week so far now. Every time that they bring it up, she starts crying on the show. You guys are always going to bring it up, and this is getting irritated. This is getting frustrating. And arguing with So Deb because he's like, well, I was in a marriage where I was cheated on, so I understand what it feels like. And I was like, I don't care though about that. You're on a TV show about showcasing your life, and you're in this marriage with this man who is cheating on you regularly. And when you start going on to people saying, well, you were in a book and they said that you were sleeping with somebody else's stuff, and they come back at you and say, girl, can you mind your business and figure out who your husband's sleeping with right now while we out here in Mexico? You can't get mad. And so Deb gets so angry because he's like, why do they always bring up her marriage? There's other things to talk about. What? What are the other things to talk about?
Oh, no.
So it bothers me because she's on a reality show about her life. And her reality is that she is staying with a husband who has cheated on her over 300 times. Damn. And he doesn't want us to bring up that aspect because she's still dealing with it. I thought that was the point of the show. I thought we were supposed
to. Deb, always find your way. That's what's interesting about you too. You always find your way on different ends of the topic.
Every single time. Every single time. And we just argued about that. Well, no, let's bring up other stuff. Like what? This is about her reality. I still think it's crazy as hell that Kim Zolciak does not have cameras in that house. I want to know what the hell is going on down there at Kim Zolciak's house, and if she's hitting the slots like Croy says she was. I want to know who's still paying the bills. I just saw something on TMZ today where she's walking through a damn parking lot looking at a Target or something, and she's like, yeah, I'm doing everything, and Brielle's also helping pay the bills. Doing what? What Brielle do? I want cameras in that house right now.
I know, and she is clearly like the Ozempic. I'm jelly because she's just teeny tiny Ozempic.
Why don't you just get it?
I don't know. It might come to that. It might come to that.
I think you're skinny already, though.
No, I'm a hefty cinch sack, but I
don't think maybe we're not looking at the same Jolene.
I mean, I got some love in the club. Deborah Bass, thank you for being a member for 16 months. I needed a laugh, so I rewatched the So Deb, Val, and Sunny sipandki hilarity. I'm trying to remember that one.
I don't know. That man annoyed the hell out of me today. He got in myself. And the thing is, I told myself, Jolene, you're not doing it today because you're about to start. You're going to be watching scary movies. I said, look, I have a time limit, 8 o'clock. I'm about to have fun with my bestie. And then it's stupidity, from my opinion, started spewing from his mouth. And we have a co-host with us.
You guys have another co-host?
Yeah. So her name is Cindy. I didn't ask for her. But
you don't like Cindy?
No, no. Me and Cindy are always on the same side.
Oh, okay, but you didn't ask for her to come to the
I didn't ask. I wanted it to be a me and him thing, and then he used to do them with Cindy, but he said he wasn't doing YouTube anymore. And I was like, you should keep doing it. And how about you do these reviews? Yeah. So I was like, how about you just do reviews with me? Like, get back out there. And then he did it, but he invited her, and I like her more than I like him. Just crazy when he started.
You and Cindy should maybe go off. No, don't ditch So Deb.
I'm telling you, Jolie, it was, and I hate that because you probably switched over to my channel like, what is busy doing? And here I am in the channel like, that's what we want.
You were by yourself on screen, and I said, "Hurry up! Sipandki has started. Get on with it." Whatever you're talking about.
The zone. I was in the zone. It doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, all reality stars, and I'm gonna say this to you: if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. We want to know what is going on in your life. And the people on the show, I want them to talk about what's going on in your life. Okay, it's no fun if we only got to talk about all of the stuff that happened. What about you dancing in Oasis for 20 years? You in your nurse's outfit? Yeah. When you was married with you was also taking money and sleeping with a married man. That was the one that bought you the house over in Sugarloaf. I don't know if y'all watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, but that was shout out to Nene. She was talking about Kim Zolciak. We can't always talk about the past. We want to know what's going on with you right now. Down to Kenya Moore and Sheree arguing about baseboards. I want to know what's happening with you right now. When Mary came over to little girl's house and she said, girl, that lady died yesterday. Fell over a cliff. What is this about? I want to know what's happening.
To Whitney Rose's house on Salt Lake City.
Whitney's house.
And her daughter was like,
oh my God, is she still alive? No, she's dead. Guts everywhere, blasted all of the street. I heard the deer ate it. Sad. but I'm happy to be here.
We want to know about your whole daughter. And
I want to know about
son.
your whole daughter and your son. Tell me about that.
Oh my God, hilarious. Okay, Deborah is reminding us. So remember when Sunny and So Deb were fighting? We were reading the things, and Sunny called So Deb a Facebook. Is that live? Oh my God, Deborah, if you have the link for it, I know it's on our damn channel, but drop the link in the chat. I want to rewatch that because that was really crazy. Do you know, I know this is a little off topic, but we're gonna get to the Deliverance. Do you know if So Deb and Sunny, did they ever make up? Are they friends? Did anything ever come of that? Do they ever talk? Are they still nothing? Just did they ghost each other? Did they go to court?
I can't tell you this on the. No, they not. No.
But they just stay away from each other. They don't stay away from each other. No talkie.
Let's just say this. I know way too much about this lady business.
Oh no. Is she still on YouTube?
Yes, she is. Okay. I think because that's don't tell me, tell the people. Tell everybody else about it, right?
Is that what her channel's called? Yeah, I think it is. Like, don't. You always say.
Go tell everybody else about it, yeah.
Oh, man. That is, well, Mark says, busy, you know, So Deb is emotional. He is not going to talk to you for a week now because you're talking shit.
That'll be all right. That's how long it takes for us to get to the next episode.
That you two, this is how you two operate, though. That's how you operate. And people are saying, you know, Cindy's awesome, and Cindy keeps you and So Deb from arguing so much.
That is true. She's always on my side, but she's like, you know what? Let's just move on, you guys. No, he's dumb as fuck. And I'm gonna say what I need to say.
Not dumb as fuck. Oh my gosh. All right. Speaking of which, let's get into our tennis call so we can get into our movie. Let us know in the chat what you're sipping on, where you're sipping on it from. First. And what your favorite spooky movie is. All right, here we go. A tennis call.
A tennis call. Let me know what kind of meat you're chewing on. Is it rare? Is it medium rare? Or is it well done just like my tea? A tennis call. Let me know what kind of meat you're chewing on. Is it rare? Is it medium rare? Or is it well done just like my tea? Just kidding, it's stale and only I get paid.
All right, you guys, I have a lot of beverages at all time. I have to have, if I am more depressed if my fridge has no beverages than I am if it has lack of food. I'll figure out a way, but I need to have a plethora of beverages. As for the bubble water, you know, Busy and I we love a Bubly, a Mega Bubly. We love a Waterloo. We love all of those kind of sparkling. Lately, I have been just real basic with the Kirkland Italian sparkling mineral water. And I'm really enjoying these little carbonated treats. Obviously, Diet Coke keeping me awake because I got to watch the debate tonight. We still got to take the dogs to the dog park. I got to eat dinner that Chel's making for me, you know, and then a bottle of water. So I just have a plethora of beverages. Let's see what you guys are sipping on. Party Rock says water. Arizona. Oh, are you like an Arizona tea? Oh, no, you're in Arizona. Oh, my God. PMR. I am dumb. I'm a chicken shit and don't watch scary movies. That's okay. I have to like beg my husband to watch scary movies with me because he's like, life is scary enough. I don't want to be scared. And I'm like, yes, you do. Jamie says ice cold pop blunts and the original Halloween is your favorite.
People of color, it's like, girl, I have enough to deal with walking down the street. Walking down the street. You know, it's always been like the most the craziest thing to me. White women in scary movies are just the most fearless people in the world.
Really?
You've never noticed?
Well, I mean, I'm a white woman and I love the scary movies.
No, a white woman in a scary movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about people that watch it. I'm like, I don't think I'm very
white
fearless.
Women in scary movies,
right? It's just like, what is waiting for?
Like, what was that? Did you guys hear that? It sounded like somebody was getting stabbed. And they're like, oh my God, Cynthia, call the cops. No, wait, hold on.
Let me go down in the basement by myself and check it out. And you know how long it took in Deliverance for that woman to go in the basement by herself?
Right. They locked the door.
Because she's not an idiot. Like how the white women in the scary movies are like,
strawberry sunset.
Ooh, strawberry. Have you tried one of these just Costco Kirkland? Right. They're actually very refreshing.
No, I don't.
They're Italian. Allegedly.
Are they good? Good?
I think they're good. No flavor. Sometimes it's nice to cleanse the palate.
Let me see
It's-
what does
it's
it
just
say it
a-
is?
Italian sparkling mineral basic ass
Oh
carbonated
my God.
water.
Okay, so let's do this. And I feel like I feel like Chubb would be up for it. I say we do this for members only.
Okay.
Can you taste the difference between, oh, sorry, everybody, Bubly, Strawberry Sunset, I have my water in my freshly.
The official, unofficial
Living.
sponsor of Sip and Key.
Do you know the differences between how water tastes?
Yeah, like sparkling waters.
Sparkling waters, mineral waters, spring waters.
I think
distilled
Evian
waters?
tastes like drool.
Okay.
I think my favorite is what's my favorite water I always drink? I do like just these
My
Costco.
favorite is this one. What's my favorite one
What's my favorite one?
What's my favorite one that I love the most?
Yeah,
My
which one
favorite
is
one
it?
is Poland Spring. I love Poland Spring. Hands down. If I can
That
get
one's
my
okay.
hands on Poland Spring.
That's okay.
But I'm an East Coast girly, and we love Poland Spring. Once I moved down here, you can't find Poland Spring. And I
Essentia.
love spring water.
Essentia is the best, hands down.
What's
the best.
Essentia?
Essentia. ESSENTIA. Essentia.
What is that?
It's water. It's just regular bottled water.
What kind?
It's got electrolytes and shit. It's just really good. Very tasty.
So I'm starting to
Think
understand.
of-
You don't know the difference between mineral water,
Yes,
glacier
think of-
water.
Oh yeah, this is just like spring water, like
It's
regular
spring
flat water. It's a flat. Yeah, it's like, but it's got alkaline. It's like an alkaline water, and it has the electrolytes for taste. It's like, think of the opposite of Aquafina. You know how Aquafina is dead nasty,
Mhm.
you know, and Dasani. I think my
It is
dad.
the most disgusting. Dasani is the most disgusting water.
He put salt in there.
You cannot trick me. They started doing this sky blue.
No, same thing.
Have you watched the have you seen the rebrand?
Oh, Topo Chico is the best. Oh my god.
I never had Topo Chico.
Topo Chico is from Mexico. It's a Mexican sparkling water from Monterrey. I only say it like that because my mother-in-law, she's from Monterrey, so she'll say Monterrey, and she says it's so wonderful. I can't roll.
I love it.
Ours. But yeah, Topo Chico, super good. They have flavors now, but even like just a plain Topo Chico. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying before?
No. I'm my attention span is just as long as yours.
Coconut water. Do you like coconut water? I hate it. I hate it.
Unless it's from the actual coconut, I can't.
It's
So
Chell
much
loves it.
so that, and I told this story I think on this channel before already. I don't like to taste so coconut. There's only one thing that I will drink if I'm not drinking a coconut straight from the coconut. Which when I used to go to Fort Lauderdale a lot, or they had a coconut tree in their yard, so I would always have their coconuts, which they shouldn't have had because they live in a tornado warning place. And clearly, when tornadoes are here, you don't need coconuts flowing around.
No, you don't. That's very dangerous.
So they should not have had the coconut, but her dad put it behind the house because I guess the city goes around to look and see if people have coconut trees and finds them. And this could all be a lie. I don't know. I didn't live for a lot of that. This is what my ex-girlfriend told me. But anyway, if it's not from the coconut, I don't like coconut water. And then I like coconut cream pie.
I love coconut cake too.
You like shavings?
Oh yeah, Avi. So
hate 'em.
good. Oh, what? I just don't like coconut water. It just tastes like sweat again to me. My husband loves it. He loves a coconut water. Every time I drink it.
What tastes like drool? Evian?
Evian tastes like drool.
What does drool
and-
taste like?
Just nasty, just thick and nasty. Just like nasty, just like doesn't belong in my mouth. Nasty.
Come on, Minnesota.
Jan DeBauer says mineral water gives me it gives me a little gassy too. After a few sips, I am skywriting. Not
So you feel like your
skywriting.
favorite is a spring water?
Essentially,
I love
it's
spring water.
technically an alkaline water.
An alkaline water.
I like when they add electrolytes for taste, and I feel like I'm getting something more out of it because I do love myself a fruit punch Gatorade. Clearly,
I love Gatorade. I actually
oh.
started doing
I love beverages.
I started doing because I'm trying to slim down just a little bit. And this
You
shirt,
do not need to slim down.
I do. This shirt lets me know where I am in my journey. Because you see, there's a punch.
No, there's not. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you where I am in my journey. Okay.
There's a punch here.
This is some might think it's a baby. It's not. It's just day 2 of my period. Okay.
We see boobs and down. I think you look
No,
great.
no, 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 no.
So
no.
I started doing
It's a fupa. It's a fupa.
there's Gatorades with no sugar, which are actually still good.
I don't like them as much. The
I
zeros.
to be honest, sometimes
But I
beauty
need
is
to drink
pain.
them. I know, and I don't like pain, which is why I'm so ugly. You know what I mean? That's why I
Oh my
I
God. I
don't.
think you're so beautiful, Jolene. Now there's some ugly people on the internet. We used to cover them. And I don't think you're one of them.
Oh my gosh. Lay says if you like coconut, you have to try coconut cream, coffee cream. That sounds good. By Coffee Mate. It's good in coffee, oatmeal, smoothies, Dr. Pepper. Oh, Lay's.
And you know, Taylor
Mhm.
Pay's thing is Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I know I think I'm skinny. So my partner, because he likes to do editing and stuff, he wants to make that a side gig for him so he can start making money. So anybody's looking for like a person who wants to do like editing and stuff, my partner wants to
You can
get
do it
into that.
for Sip and Key. You can pay him in blowjobs.
I don't suck dick.
Oh my God. You know what? How do you even stay in a relationship?
I've never done it. No, so
What?
that's not true. I've done it before. I did it in minors, never made it in majors. I don't do it. I just can't hold my. It's just too much.
What do you give? What do you bring to the relationship?
Well, you know, I like to eat a booty hole.
Oh, you're a booty eater. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you know, I'm giving. There's a lot here to give, but no.
Mhm.
So
I
I'll pay
know.
him and whatever he wants. But he's also just like an introvert who likes to stay in the computer. So it's not like he's like, you know, thirsting to get me in the bedroom. He's like, hold on, I got one more game.
Just because you're not going downtown Julie Brown on him. Okay. So Party Rock says, can he edit videos?
He can. So, I got here because of something.
Tay the Bay.
Oh, somebody said I'm skinny.
Mm-hmm.
He did my last video that I didn't like, but it was with me recreating what Joseph looked like in the
Can he edit our videos? And
AI competition, and I hated what I looked like because I felt like a whale in that video. And then
Really?
Tiffany reposted it, and then Big Brother liked it, and I was just like, I'm taking this down.
What video is this? How did I miss this video? Where am I?
I don't know, and I've been questioning how much of a friend you are. So, no,
Is it recent?
No, it's old. I told you I took it down. I think she was watching my channel and she like screen recorded it and then she posted it again. And I was thinking, I thought I erased this from the internet. This from the internet. And then she was like, oh, Busy, you're acting a fool in this. And then she tagged CBS, she tagged all these people. And I'm thinking, I look so bad in this video.
No, you
like,
never look bad. You're like a model.
No, Jolie, I was bloated. I took a day. I skipped a day by mistake on one of my segments. I don't say I skipped a day. I didn't know with this new segment that I'm on, you guys.
Yeah, it
they
causes
give you to the day.
rapid weight
you try to
gain.
come early, they're like, and what do you need these for? So
is it the one that starts with an S?
Yes.
And that one also causes weight gain. I've been on that one before.
Yeah, because I eat all the time.
One of the big sound effects, one of the big side effects is weight gain.
And so I started to realize that. And and what the first two things she said was, one, you're gonna go to sleep. Two, you're gonna eat.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I guess I can deal with both of them. And I saw what I looked like. I looked like a whale in there trying to do the AI competition that Joseph did. I looked so fat. And I said, no. I turned to the side. You see all of this? It's just too much. All of this.
Or is it not enough?
I'm giving too much. So now I'm trying to slim down. So I'm trying to do everything without sugars. And then I juice every morning. So I have a cucumber. Cucumber. I have a celery, green apple, ginger.
He's lying.
What else do I put in it? It's supposed to be lime, but I put lemon in it. Juice. I have that every morning. And then in our fridge, I make a water that just has cucumbers and lemons in it. Like and then I just drink that. Yep.
Delicious. Well, PMR Party Rock wants to hit you up about some videos. So just DM Busy.
Yeah, and then I'll give it to Tay the Bay.
Give it to Tay the Bay.
You gotta pay because he's trying to make this his.
He says you gotta pay. Well, you gotta start paying him and some love in the club or something because we need some videos.
He only works free for me, He and Jess apparently.
Well, how about for Sip and Key? Whenever Tay does anything for Sip and Key, it looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he thinks that you like y'all are a team, but we can start separating more. I don't know if he knows like what the branding is for here.
All right, because I want to tell you, I'm provoked.
Said nothing to you. You wanted to provoke
she's doing it to
me?
herself for
I'm
what?
provoked.
All-time favorite quotes.
Let's get into this review we're going to do. So me and Busy both watched The Deliverance on Netflix. So I
Oh my God!
came here watching
Company
it.
meeting.
What?
Can we decide that every time we're going to do like one of these spooky series,
Mhm.
even if it's just a mask, I'm not going to say we dress up fully every time, but we decide a different costume every time.
Okay, I already have my costume.
I don't have one.
Cat ears. There you go. You
Okay,
got to
so
always have cat
This
ears
is
available.
yours. Well, I have a wig. I don't want to put a wig on.
Put a wig on. Put a wig on.
I could be Harry Potter. I have a cloak.
Do you have
and
a
I
wig
have
like-
a wand.
Glenn Close.
I definitely look like that.
Oh, that was a little blurry. This one.
Daddy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Busy. Give us a rundown, the description of this.
I can give the description. Yes.
So, The Deliverance on Netflix just came out this year. It's a Lee Daniels film. We got Glenn Close. We got Monique. We have the guy that was in Stranger Things, the teenager. We have Omar Epps. Right away, I was like, oh, remember when Omar Epps was it like back in the day? He was just
Omar Epps looks exactly
right.
like what I haven't said it yet.
No, the same. He kind of looks the same. He
He
looks
does
a little
look the same, but he looks exact. Okay, so I'm gonna show. Hold on.
We also have from Atlanta,
Miss Lawrence.
Miss Lawrence from Atlanta,
I'm texting
Housewives.
you right now. So this is my mom's late husband. Like he's
Omar
no,
Epps looks like your mom's late husband.
I'm trying to show. I was gonna put it on the screen, but I was like, I don't want everybody to be doing all that. But when I was growing up, well, this is a horrible picture of him, but it's an obituary. You'll live.
Okay.
He did it.
All right. So Busy, give us the description of this movie that was released on the Netflix.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read the whole plot of the film while we go through this. So basically, Ebony Jackson is a mother of three. The eldest son, his name is Nate, who we talked about from what's that movie called? Stranger Things. The daughter Shantae, who I feel like is kind of new. I don't think I've ever seen her before in anything. And then the youngest son Dre, who somebody give this man an award.
Oh, the youngest son?
Yeah, I thought he was amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah, at some point, some parts I was like, I think we reached the time limit for the children. Send him home. But
he does kind of look like Omar.
And can you imagine him when he was younger?
Oh,
and
your
he
mom
just met my mom. I
Oh.
always thought he looked just like a kid. They both have those beady
Get it,
eyes.
Busy mom.
But the four have just moved into a home, their third home in a short time frame. They are joined by Ebony's elderly mother, Alberta, the fabric of our community, who has cancer and has recently become a Christian. Unbeknownst to Alberta, her insurance stopped covering her treatment, and to prevent a change in a lesser care facility, Ebony, her daughter, has been paying for treatment out of pocket. This has put her in arrears on many expenses, but sending it into her collections. Ebony has a criminal past that caused her to go to prison. She's also has a history of alcohol abuse when drinking, becomes physically violent with her children. This has led to the intervention of CPS, Child Protective Services, and has been assigned a caseworker, Cynthia, who is played by Monique, with whom the family has continuous relationship. I don't want if we call it a relationship. No one no, everyone loves when CPS comes by. Throughout the movie, we start to see the possession of individuals within the household. Individuals are killed or nearly killed as they go through what is happening at this house. I didn't want to give up everything, but that's the main storyline.
Now, they're saying this is based on
yes,
a true story.
So yes,
Do you know
Did you
anything
know about this story? Can we
No.
get Glenn Close from down here?
Oh, sorry. Let me
Did you know about the story beforehand? Because I did not. The only one I knew about, which I didn't no shade to white media, but you know what I mean, this is where we live. I only knew about the Amityville horror. I
That's what I was
never
gonna
knew
say.
anything
Amityville, yeah.
about this ever. Like, no, and now that I'm researching and going backwards, people have been talking about this for years. And I felt like only the Amityville horror was the one that was picked up, talked about, showcased.
Yeah.
And I never knew anything about this. Did you?
No, I didn't know anything about. I knew that there was another Deliverance movie. I knew that had been the title
Uh-huh.
for another movie. I didn't know if it was like the same, but apparently this is a terrifying true story that Netflix based, and it's based on an Indiana family's terrifying real life experiences. And
So
I had no idea that this was real.
do you, before we like dive into some of our favorite parts of the film, one, it's a really good film. Like, put in the comments if you watched it, rate it from 1 to 10, 1
It's
being the
not
worst, 10
getting
being the best.
great ratings, I'll tell you, online.
Really?
A lot of people, well, there's lots to roast with this movie. There's a lots to make fun of. I still think it's spooky. I still think it is it's worth watching. I think it's such an interesting role for Glenn Close. I guess, I mean, she has been in Fatal Attraction, so she has played, but when the possession takes over her, and I saw on Twitter and people were like, oh my God, I cannot believe they have Glenn Close up there
Doing
talking
this.
about, I can smell your
Nappy pussy from here.
Yeah. And so
I think what's strange about that, and I don't know if this is just my like black person review. One, as an artist, you have civil liberty to change whatever you want, and artistic, take your artistic liberties to change whatever you want in the story. But the woman who, I don't know, do you have a picture of like the actual woman, Jolene?
let me pull it up.
The actual woman, black, black. No light skin, no nothing, black. Her mother, black. So like those parts were true that her mother was there. Her mother became like, but everything black. So I don't understand why they made the mother white, but you have artistic liberties to do everything. That being said, I think what's frustrating me somewhat is that one, he made that change, but then
I wonder
two,
why.
me too. But then also, this is what it will look like in the hood. So I think it's frustrating because the Amityville horror, because it's this white family, we can believe all of that and how the priest came and the nasty stuff that the possessed, was it a little girl, right? Was saying to everyone. But now we turn this story, which was very similar to that one, but in the hood, because we ain't got no money. It's an alcoholic mother. CPS is involved. All of those things. Now it's like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe it. Why would she say something like that? Girl, we in the hood. I'm assuming possessed ghosts in the hood is talking about nappy pussy. Okay. I just don't think Glenn Close would be saying it.
Yes, I think there's more like having Glenn Close, having this like older white lady be saying this. I think people were like, what?
Because I felt everything else was like true to the form. If it wasn't for Glenn Close, in my opinion, I feel like this would have been like superb.
So do you think did Lee Daniels make that decision then to just make it where her mother's white, her father's black?
So he said she was the fabric of our community. Stupid ass.
Not a Lee Daniels fan?
I am a Lee Daniels fan. It was when he took the artistic decision to make her mother, this lady right here with the swoop bag and the candy. I fly above all the haters.
That is, I fly above, fly above, fly above. I love it.
He took this Candy Burris and then made the mama white.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And then it just didn't make sense to me. And I felt like there were so many other women who could have played this role, and she wasn't integral to this. The actual mother, maybe, because we always, I mean, a lot of us in the community, we have this one person who's been delivered, or they've always gone to church and they want you to get back to God and don't forget God, don't forget da da da. And those people are the fabric of our community. Glenn Close is not. Okay, I'm sorry. No shade to the white women out there in the world. I don't have the white women in my family.
What are you talking about? Your whole family doesn't look like this?
No, God, no. No, and I can't find them, and they're definitely not the fabric.
Well, Katie Bug says it was probably a studio decision and he had to deal with it. It definitely could have been, because there are so many hands after, with the screenplay, depending on, there's director's hands, there's producer's hands, there's executive hands, there's just so many, so much input and things depending. So let's just take a little listen, because this is from another YouTube channel where the true story of the Deliverance. So this is Latoya Ammons speaks on the exorcism, which is what this whole, like Busy's saying, this whole movie is based off of this real, true story.
Outside, no dogs. We would go look, no dogs.
One time she woke up in the middle of the night, maybe like 3 a.m, and they saw this shadowy figure pacing back and forth in the living room.
And I saw one like coming into full image. It was coming out of my closet. I've never seen it like that before. I would see the shadows, but I've never seen it like how I'm looking at you and you're looking at me.
You can see it stretching his stomach.
Here's her mother.
And
look at the fabric of our community.
And
so, well, this is probably bad, but she's talking about something stretched.
Oh, Mama, Grandma, help. And then we go to his leg, and his leg was bulging. I'm like, oh my God, till you look. It was bulging out of his eye. And then we pray over and pray over and pray over and pray over him and know him.
Latoya took me inside the house and showed me different stuff.
Can we not have people living in Gary, Indiana? Wasn't John Wayne Gacy from Gary, Indiana?
I thought John Wayne Gacy was from Chicago. Either Illinois, Chicago, or I'm thinking of Ed Gein,
in Gary, Indiana at one point.
Who knows? Well, isn't there an Erie?
Oh my God, you can see it.
There's right. Look at it in the window. What is it? Is it a skeleton?
So did you see that? Like, there were police officers who decided, I'm not going into that house anymore.
Didn't they have to demolish it? Did they?
I don't know if it was demolished. I think maybe it was, but who would live on that ground? You're a psycho.
Look at this guy. The Reverend's acting it out. They got him in church talking about it.
Have you ever experienced like a demon or a ghost or something like that?
Yes. When I was younger, I had a weird supernatural or whatever you'd call it experience, and they say that it tends to be spirits or whatever, can speak through children because they're less blocked. I think we've talked about it on here before, and it was like a scary experience. I still to this day can't explain it. I can't say for sure what it was, but it still freaks my family out and freaks me out. Basically, I think I've told this before, but the short version of the story is we would always go to this place called Mounds Park, and growing up on the east side of St. Paul, and we would go there and we would just it was a park, and they also had it was also Native American burial ground. So they had the mounds, which is why it was called Mounds Park,
Jesus.
And that's where we'd go watch like fireworks. It was just a big park that was near.
Not over the bodies of dead indigenous people.
I mean, that is, you just hung out at Mounds Park, and then they ultimately put some people were very disrespectful and they would go sit on the mounds. I remember being a kid going, Mom, look at that. And she's like, we don't do that. And finally they put a fence around it. But some people were like, I can see the fireworks better, on the 4th of July. But one day I had been there. I was pretty young. I don't even remember how old I was, maybe 10, I don't know, 9, 11, something like that. And, we were kind of like hiking, walking around. My dad, he was, outdoorsy, and it was me, my dad, and my brother. And we walked into the wooded area of it because it kind of overlooks the Mississippi River. It's a really beautiful park, bluffs and stuff. And I just got this tunnel vision, and it was like I could see this woman, and there was a man, and there was a GUN, and it was just I almost kind of blacked out. Like I had to stop.
Yes.
And I just felt like it was almost like walking into like a different, like almost walking in a
Dimension?
wormhole or something. Yes, like a different dimension or something. And my dad's like, "What's wrong, Rods? What's wrong?" And I could see this woman and she needed help. And again, there's also a little bit of through the years, how much of it have I
Retained, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how much. So, but I do remember the feeling of there's a woman, she needs help, and there was someone, and feeling tunnel vision and kind of almost like blacking out. And so my dad was like, "Jolene," and my brother, they were all freaked out because I'm like seeing stuff that's not there. And then I'm not present with them anymore. I'm not really hearing them. So when I snap out of it, or whatever you would say, I told my dad about this. And this is, before the internet and shit.
Yeah.
So when my dad's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Let's go home." Tells my mom, I don't know if it was days or a week later, we'd have to ask Nana. And they found out that there was like an unsolved murder there of a woman. And I wouldn't have read the paper. Again, if you want to explain it, maybe somehow I heard about this, but that's pretty strange that in around that area,
Yeah.
there was a murder. And I think by this time, maybe they had figured it out. Again, I don't know the specifics, but I remember the feeling. And my mom being like, "Holy shit.
This is what you
Talking about it with
were.
people. This is what I saw, is what happened. And how would this little girl know that had happened?" So it's almost like, the only thing I could think of that the spirit or whatever evil thing happened there was kind of,
It's like she
I
looks
was
like she has a
open
big
enough
mouth.
to speak through that. I don't know. I still don't fully know. I still remember the feeling and how terrified I was, because you don't feel like you can control, you're like, what am I seeing? And you're seeing stuff that no one else is seeing. And I'm explaining this to my parents and they're like, "What? Is she okay?" And then finding out, in the newspaper and, telling their friends that, oh, there was something that went down there. There was a woman that was, killed there. And I remember walking through, there was like a rock here. And a minute I entered like past that rock, it was like I was seeing into a tunnel that I wasn't supposed to see into. It was
Scary. I
was
think I have goosebumps.
But pretty much, I don't think I had any experience after that. I used to think I had
Well,
like,
the one spirit was like, I tried to show she ain't the one.
they're like,
She ain't gonna say that to the
she
people.
didn't even help us. So I did think I had like I would think, places were haunted, or I thought I had like a invisible friend. I would reach out my hand, like he shakes it. So I guess that was kind of creepy after that, but yeah. So
that's crazy cool.
That's the only thing that I think Nana and I have talked about it, and I don't remember a ton. I just remember enough to know that I was so shaken. And my dad was like, I'm already ghostly pale, but he was like, she was pale. It was like, I was like, "Jolene, Jolene, Jolene." And I was just like,
they came to you and they said, "Girl, tell the
they
people."
came to me, and I just went home and play Barbies or something. So I rebuked all the spirits. I rebuke you. I rebuked it. But
what was your favorite part of this movie?
Katie, real quick, Katie says Zach Baggins bought it and demolished that house. There's a horrible documentary about it. He's awful. Oh no.
I heard that every person who ever tried to live in that house had the same experiences. And then also, once she took them out of the house, she did lose custody, but she got them back. And none of those issues ever came again.
None of those. So basically the spirit, the haunting really occurred with the son. It was almost like this evil entity was trying to get at her youngest son. Here, let me
Can
share
you imagine
a picture of him?
Jolene, and I'm sorry, and I'm calling racism.
Okay.
But I'm not a doctor. Maybe we need to get the nurse on here. You're in the hospital.
Okay.
Girl. And you're like, "Oh, here, little Jimmy, here's your dinner for today." And he climbs backwards that's documented. Like, that's documented in hospital documents. Sorry, y'all, I went into a deep dive today. That's documented. And the doctor was like, "There's an explanation for this. The mother probably, girl, can you imagine? Jolie, what's the explanation?"
I don't know the explanation because I didn't know how much liberty they took in fictionalizing that.
That
But the
part
fact that
was
you're
true.
saying and what Busy's talking about is that part in the movie where he is at the hospital, this little boy. So the demonic possession is basically taking over the whole house, but in particular, this little boy, because the previous little boy who lived there also got taken over, and there was a woman who tried to help him. And she wasn't able to help that family. So she's kind of stalking this house, and they think she's part of CPS with Monique, but she's not with Monique. She is someone who attempted to help the previous family and was unsuccessful, and they all perished. And so this...
My whole thing is like, girl, but get a therapist. Go away from us, girl. That was the house. My God, go get a therapist. Go outside. Go to a therapist.
Right. And so then she attempts to help the new family, and then the little boy, he gets taken to the hospital, and he's climbing the literal walls
backwards
when Monique, the CPS worker, when she goes in there and she comes out and like Busy says, tells the doctor, and he's like, what? And there's nurses that are like, I'm not going in there. I am not going in. And it's this cute, adorable little boy who's scaring the shit out of everyone, because it's like your kind of typical possession story.
Yeah.
Where he tries to his older brother tries to drown him, because then he's possessed. So the whole house is just poisoning this family, and this mother is being looked upon as you are, abusing your family. You relapsed. When really, I mean, but here, I do think I watched it with my husband Chell, and he made a good point. This movie jumps a lot. Like there's some explanations that I need explained. Like there's the little boy who they basically trying to pull down to the depths of hell with the possession. There's the older brother who's from Stranger Things. And then there's the older sister. The older sister is in class, and all of a sudden the kids start doing weird things in class because they're possessed now, even outside of the house. She just starts bleeding.
Her period, yes.
And everyone's freaking out. And I'm like, okay, let's calm it down with a little period blood. You got people climbing up the wall, trying to drown each other.
And this is the...
Did she have her period? Yeah, she had her damn period. Like, that's the scary part. That I deal with that every month. I have a horror story in my pants every month. Like, geez. That part I was like, what? And then the little boy, he starts throwing his own feces in class.
That's crazy.
And he threw at the teacher.
And in the real documents, they said that they felt like the mom told all of them to do that. Like CPS was documenting it as she was making the children do these type of actions.
Oh my gosh. Empress says, IDK, what's been covered, but did y'all talk about the true story?
We're mixing it within it.
Yeah, we might have to do a part 2 with that, because I kind of want to do a deeper dive into that now that we know there's like this documentary, and the house was purchased by what you guys described in the chat, a horrible man, and demolished. And Empress says that's how energy attachments work. And there were some people saying, don't even watch this. I don't know if it's like a marketing tool. They're like, don't even watch this movie, because you are allowing this dark energy to attach itself to you.
Oh my God, no. I heard about those things. I think it's I think it's racism. Y'all know how many of these movies come out regularly with just all white cast?
But they've said that previously about other scary movies, is if you let that in, they can attach.
But we pause it when the black one come out. But we have The Conjuring 2. We got Annabelle. We got Annabelle 2, Annabelle 3. Girl, so we can let all those ones. But when the black one come out, oh God, no, don't let those demons in your house. It's too much. I call racism. I'm sorry. And I hate to be that guy. I call racism. As many spirit things that I see. In The Conjuring, they have a whole room. The spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched any of those movies. That couple has a whole room of everything that they took from every experience that they've gone through in one little room in their basement. They got a doll, they got a ball, they got everything that they took.
Well, one thing I didn't like about this movie is the jumping, because then when the mom finally realizes, like the grandma Glenn Close here, she comes back and she's possessed, her teeth are like that, and she talks about the smell in the pussy and all that. When she finally decides, oh shit, Glenn Close, the grandma dies, she sees the little boy is possessed, she sees how it's affecting her other kids, then she lets the woman who was like warning her, like, hey, she's like, why are you following my family? She's like, the family that lived here before, I tried to save them and I couldn't. And then they show us that this happened to that family, and the mom ended up being possessed too, and the little boy, and then everyone perished. But then she's like, she finally goes back to her because she's like, leave me and my family alone. And I'm like, girl, you are seeing weird stuff, and she is telling you all the things you're seeing. But still,
did this make you?
But but then when she finally takes, like, she goes to her church and she says, I need you to help me. And the woman's like, okay. And I forget this actress's name, but she's a great actress. And so she's like, I'm going to train you and get you ready. You need to be strong. And then I thought we were going to get like a Karate Kid here, like a montage of her training.
I don't think she was going to become a high priestess. I think she was just letting her know that we need to.
One conversation. They literally had one conversation that night, and she sent her in.
Read this piece of paper, girl. We about to go to war.
That was too weird, too quick. I feel like we could have got there sooner with, this woman being outside of her house.
Stalker who needs therapy, to be honest. I want to ask you a question, though. Did you feel, because I got emotional when I felt like the mother's struggles with addiction really hindered anything that was like any help that she was actually giving. And it was getting really frustrating to me.
Yes, I think that was frustrating. I still didn't
because even her mother was
where the frick the dad was. Why is the dad gone? And then they end up getting back together. Where'd he go? They act like he was in Iraq.
He was a war.
Was he in Iraq?
Yeah, he was a war.
I think where the movie failed is I feel like I was paying attention, but there were so many things I was like, oh, so he's just in Iraq. Okay, it wasn't as clear as it could have been when it came to things like that. And then, she did seem to have a troubled relationship with her kids already, having trust broken. She was a mom that was just trying to give her best to her kids, but they're like, we're sick of being broke. They're teenagers. But then,
she's doing this stuff for her mother, and then her mother's not even appreciating it.
And she didn't even tell her mom, because when she goes in for her treatment, like Busy was saying, for her cancer treatment, she finds out, oh no, Medicare stopped covering that or whatever a while ago. So she's like, who's been paying for it? Her daughter's been working extra. So I just think there's more they could have kind of delved into. Yeah. But it seemed like the mom was this born again, but she ultimately, it's a pattern, the abuse the life she gave her daughter, then the daughter has the same too. And so, but we see a lot of judgment from Glenn Close's character, the mom in this situation.
I hate it.
And I feel like some of these relationships were just underdeveloped. And so it's easy to kind of roast this movie in a lot of ways, because you're like, okay, like they paid more attention to. And all of a sudden, Glenn Close is getting with her Omar Epps cancer nurse.
Right. And he's coming to birthday parties, dancing and grinding up on her.
And then they used
Miss Lawrence.
Lawrence.
I did like Miss Lawrence being the comedic relief. Was you like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I know, when the kid comes in but the thing that frustrated me is the fact that there's something in the basement. There's flies where they just locked it. And I'm like, there's clearly something dead down there.
That's what I said. White women are so y'all in scary movies are so brave, because I feel like my mom would have done the same thing with just we ain't not going on there yet. And the person said they're not coming. You know what was the most, and I know we got to go because the debate's happening, but when she was filled with the Holy Spirit, I caught it. Now, I don't know if you've been to a Baptist church, a Black Baptist church. Mm-mm. I caught it. I said, oh, you come in, Jesus. I felt it. She acted her ass off during that time.
She really
when she came back and she was, I said,
She was
You better
speaking
take over,
tongues.
Jesus. You better take over, Jesus. Take over. I didn't like how many forms the demon was taking, and then when it would take those forms. That was another thing that bothered me. I don't know if it was workers' rights or whatever, but like it was the young man, then it was the him, then it was the mom. It was just too many people at once. Where in
It
Amityville
felt
Horror Story,
rushed.
everybody was in the same body. It was and it
But you know
quest
what?
faster than the Tyler Perry movie.
But it felt rushed, even though it was like almost 2 hours,
That's true.
which is so strange. So I just feel like you're throwing a lot at us, a lot of things that weren't fully developed. But again, with horror stories, how often do you really,
Some of
you
them
know,
are told very well, and I feel like this one could have been. Everybody can't do everything, and I mean Lee Daniels is known for his horror, so
yeah.
I feel like this was a good start. I thought it was good.
I thought it was good too. Like, I'm glad I watched it. I even got Chell to watch it. He was like doing his homework and he was laying in bed with the laptop, but he was looking up watching it. But we both agreed there was things that were underdeveloped. I feel
Yeah.
like Monique's character definitely. I
I
could
didn't
have
like
used.
her.
I could have used more Monique though. I really could have
Really?
in this situation because ultimately, how she has an understanding and for what the mom is going through, what Ebony Jackson is. Like she realizes, you know, that, oh, I've been coming to this house assuming this thing, but this is something that is
But it happens too late, and I guess because I dealt with foster children, sometimes you just have those people who are like, "We taking them away from them," and a part of me, and I want social workers to do their job, like, and I want you to, go with the best mindset and everything. I just hated how we were introduced to her, which was like, here this alcoholic go again.
And it was an hour and 52 minutes was the movie. Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, that got 34%, and the popcorn meter, being the viewers, gave it 43%. So very bad ratings on Rotten Tomatoes.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Liked it. I didn't think it was that bad either. I think what it lacked, and maybe jumping in the story, the actors 100% made up for, whether it was Caleb McLaughlin, Glenn Close, and is her name Andra Day? Andra
Yeah,
Day.
Andra Day. She's a singer.
Oh my gosh, she's so good.
She looked like Beyonce. I mean Rihanna half the movie.
Oh, she does have Rihanna. Yeah, and then Demi. Oh, so I looked it up. I was like Demi Singleton. I was like, is she related to Jen Singleton? And she's not. She's like so young. She's born in like 2007. That was the daughter, and she was actually in the King Richard.
Oh yes.
Okay. So she's somewhat newer on the acting scene because she's very young. But yeah,
you know what? I wish they would have dove more into the young man story where he was getting that money from and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, sorry,
Whoa.
Busy. Sorry, I gotta bring you back. Sorry. I'm so bad at because all of a sudden the oldest son.
God, she was like, "No, you're right. I actually do agree that
the oldest son from Stranger Things has all this money being sent to him by the dad. So the dad knows not to give it to the mom because she's going to drink it away. And we do see at the daughter's birthday, we see this side of her where she doesn't want the party to end. She clearly struggles with substances, and the children have maybe been put in danger previously. But then it's just Glenn Close and Omar Epps just like, oh, look at this hoe. I'm like, but look at you. You're taking the dude home too. Like,
right.
And she's like, no, I don't want the party to end. And she's just like twerking.
Yeah,
and
both the same.
The little boy. Yes, it's like, and that's what she was trying to tell her mom the whole movie. Like, I'm like this because you made me like this. Don't think you're better than me. You're the OG this.
Right.
So there were layers to it, like familial layers, but I needed to get more like Busy saying
a little bit more
into the son and the money with the other son.
I was impressive. Did it come from the dad though? Did it? I mean, because we never really got conversations from her with the dad. He could just
Where
be
was
saying
her dad?
stuff.
Are you talking about
the money that the son was getting?
I think that's what. Yeah, he's like, dad's.
But do we know that?
He said that dad was sending it to him.
Exactly, but do we know that? I just feel like there could have been more that we could have explored.
Yeah, and we got flashes of the mom's trauma as a child, but we didn't know much about her dad, right?
No.
Her dad, like Glenn Close's ex.
No, we don't know.
It left a lot of questions. I'll say it left a lot of questions, but we do know that damn house is haunted. I'm
Yeah.
so glad if this being based
It
on
is
a true
demolished,
story,
I guess. Yeah.
that they demolished it, because similar to Amityville, no matter who moves in that place, the vibes, the spirits, the whatever is gonna take you down.
That's
And so
crazy.
I had a couple of like jump scares during it.
I'm telling you, when that part in the she was filled with the Holy Ghost, I had to move back from the TV. I said, "Oh, come on, Ghost. Come on, Jesus. Come in there, Jesus." I was screaming with her because when people catch the Holy Ghost, normally you got to sit back because there's nothing you could do with it. And they got to go through it.
You gotta let it. You gotta let it.
You got to let them
breathe.
take you. All right, we got to go. We got to go.
We got to go. We have a presidential debate tonight that everyone's looking forward to watching. PMR asked if we were going to parody the debate. Possibly.
We could.
We could. We can see.
Yeah.
We'll see, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching our first spooky series. Next time we'll have more time.
What are we doing this time?
Jump in. Well, I watched A Quiet Place, the beginning.
Okay.
No, I don't know if you're into that.
I love all the Quiet Places.
Okay, have you watched the newest Quiet Place?
Yes, with who's in it?
Oh, now I forget her name. She's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, it was in 12 Years a Slave.
A Quiet Place, Day One. Okay, so that's the 2024 Day One. Lupita
Nyong'o. Okay.
And then Joseph Quinn.
I don't know who that
is. Oh, okay. There's a lot.
Can we do The Strangers first?
Okay, so what is The Strangers?
The Strangers.
Have I seen it? Is that the one that we were talking
about?
We
talked about last time. Yes.
Oh, with Hadi Patati.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'll do that.
So
Anything
let's do
Scott Speedman.
And then we'll do The Quiet Place.
Okay, so we're next week, you guys. If you want to catch up and listen along with us and watch it, we're doing The Strangers, which is a horror movie from 2008, starring Scott Speedman, the hot Patats, and Liv Tyler.
Yes.
The Strangers.
We love you all.
Thank you guys. Shout out to our members. Shout out to Deborah. Shout out to everyone who participated in the live chat. You're all wonderful. The Quiet Place. I liked it. I liked the show. You guys didn't like it? Okay. That's okay. I was like,
that's all right. We got this, you guys, because